There are fewer films in the festival this year. Why is that?
Every year, there are more films being submitted to us. This year, we had over 4,200 submissions to the festival, more than last year. Next year, it'll be even more. And if we just responded to that and made our festival bigger and bigger, well, it would never end, right? So we decided this year to try to just put a little bit of a lid on it. We cut back by a small number, by 15 films overall. And it's just a way of us trying to kind of maintain some sort of discipline over what the selection is.
I know you can't play favorites, but is there one film, if you were asked, that you're just dying to see?
Well, there are 312 of them, actually, that I'm dying to see. No, I've
seen
just about all of them. I can just tell you some of the ones that really moved me personally. I saw Hunger, the new film by a visual artist, Steve McQueen from the UK, about the Bobby Sands hunger strike. It is just so powerful and so brilliantly made. The Mickey Rourke film, The Wrestler, directed by Darren Aronofsky, is terrific. There's a great small film from Germany that people probably won't hear much about, but it's called My Mother, My Bride and I, and it's just a lovely, lovely movie. And no big stars in it, not a big name director, but it's just a beautiful movie, and I'm hoping people discover that one.
Okay, what about the Cadillac People's Choice Award? They'll have a screening, closing night screening.
What we're doing that's new, which is one of the things I'm really proudest of, is that the winner of that audience award, the Cadillac People's Choice Award, will be screened for free in the Visa screening room on the final day of the festival. It's going to be the last screening of the festival, and it'll be our way of thanking everyone who's been attending and the whole city of Toronto.
Can you talk a little bit about the state of Canadian cinema right now?
We're doing well. Yeah. It's a great year for Canadian film, actually. We have 4 gala screenings that are Canadian productions. Our opening film, Passchendaele, of course, by Paul Gross. Our closing film, Stone of Destiny, by Charles Martin Smith. We've got Kerry Scoglin's 50 Dead Men Walking. And we've got 1 week, Paul McGowan's follow-up to St. Ralph, which is terrific, with Joshua Jackson on a cross-Canada road trip. It's just a complete pleasure to watch. And then we've got films by Deepa Mehta, Heaven on Earth, Adam Egoyan's Adoration, playing in high-profile slots. Great discovery films by new Canadian directors, Charles Officer, Nurse Fighter Boy, Ingrid Veninger with Only. So a whole new crop of Canadian filmmakers coming up as well.
Okay, last year we spoke to Jeff Gilmore, who's the director of the Sundance Film Festival. And he called Sundance a discovery festival and Toronto a launch festival. What did he mean by that?
I have no idea. I don't get that guy at all. I'm joking. Jeff's actually a good friend, and there's a kind of a sort of festival camaraderie among the people who run these things around the world. When he says that we're a launch festival, I think what he means is that because we're in September and they're in January, we're often the first time that people see those big films. Last year, for instance, 4 of the 5 Best Picture nominees at the Academy Awards had their North American premieres in Toronto, so they got launched here. And this year, we're expecting that there'll be many films that you'll see in those year-end awards, again, launched at Toronto.
Okay, speaking of Academy Award winners, Coen Brothers' No Country for Old Men was a huge film here last year. What are your thoughts on, following that with Burn After Reading this year? And does that put a lot of pressure on the festival or on them?
What I think is brilliant is that it puts 0 pressure on the Coen Brothers and on us, because No Country for Old Men, very serious drama, very complex plot, and this is the flip side. This is complete farce. It's funny. It's laugh out loud hilarious. It's got Brad Pitt and George Clooney and Frances McDormand and Tilda Swinton just kind of having a ball. It's meant for you to laugh, and I think that's what they do really well here.
Is there something that gives away an Oscar pick? Like, is there a little something that you see in it that you can tell right away?
If I knew that, I'd make a lot of money on the Oscar pools, and I never do. I'm
but
terrible at it.
Really?
I'm terrible at it. There's always somebody else who wins. I try every year.
So good.
No, I mean, I can never entirely tell. There's some things that we're showing this year and that will be here at the Visa Screening Room that I think should certainly win Oscars or be nominated. Mickey Rourke's performance in The Wrestler being one of them for sure. I think Ed Harris does fantastic work with Appaloosa. So, we'll see, but I'm not going to put money on it because I just lose.
Okay. Okay, my last question to you, Cameron Bailey, is if your best friend called you up and said, I can only go to 1 film this year, what film would you tell him to go see? I have to know who that friend is, right? Friend wants to see just a kind of fun, entertaining movie, and something they wouldn't ordinarily choose for themselves. I'd say Slumdog Millionaire. If they are a little more arty, I'd say go see Hunger, because it's a slightly more challenging movie, but it's fantastic. Did I mention it twice already? Okay, yeah. If they're into more kind of pop culture stuff, JCVD, the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, is great. Depending on who the friend is, I try to point them in the right direction. All right. Well, have a great festival. Thank you so much for being here with us.
My pleasure.
Cameron Bailey, co-director of the Toronto International Film Festival.